Crack's not really my thing, but if it was, it would be fine if I was on that side.
Wow. So he actually said it at CPAC.
Then I give an impassioned speech and they're like, oh, Don Jr.'s on coke.
And simultaneously doesn't deny it.
You know, can't put Joe Biden in the same room as someone. He might let one rip. Guys, Joe Biden is what stands between us and a nuclear-capable China. Joe Biden is the guy they're going to call at 3 a.m. if there's a serious crisis with Russia.
All right, let's break this down in two parts. First,
do you notice he never took out my tariffs because we bring in so much money with the tariffs that I imposed on China? He never took them away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous.
On the Wall Street Journal's YouTube page, when airing the debate, it sure sounded like the former president let one rip. Listen once more as we boost the audio.
He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous.
You be the judge. On the president being unable to work, well...
A leaker inside Trump's White House just revealed tons of new details about Trump's workday. Over 60% of Trump's day in these schedules consists of what's not generally considered work, open time where Trump watches TV or lounges around. The White House has famously dubbed this executive time. Critics say if you were to discount even part of the executive time, that would leave Trump literally treating the presidency as a part-time 20-hour-a-week job.
God decided she would be a girl.
You don't have to raise them as a girl. She's got a little baby doll right under her arm every second. Yeah. And when my boys always had guns in their hands. So we didn't, that's not something.
Hashtag me too.
Just way out of line. Trump Jr. remains not only unfunny, but also severely sexist.
I don't want to sound too much like a chauvinist, but when I come home and dinner's not ready, I go through the roof, okay?
There's not a lot of disagreement because ultimately Ivana does exactly as I tell her to do.
But hey, he learned from the best on the subject.
And you know what I love? I love seeing some young conservatives because I know it's not easy. Right? Keep up that fight. Bring it to your schools. You don't have to be indoctrinated by these loser teachers that are trying to sell you on socialism from birth. You don't have to do it. Because you can think for yourselves. They can't.
The trust fund baby really called teachers losers? Being a teacher makes someone a loser to Don Jr. Outrageous comment.
This is an extremely important profession. Teachers literally have the future of the country in front of them every day.
But the teaching profession is in turmoil. The wage gap between teachers and others with the same level of education and experience is nearly 20% and growing. In some areas of the country, up to a quarter of teachers leave the profession annually, and about 1/5 of the workforce has to resort to a second job. In Mississippi, the lowest paying state, a teacher with 20 years of experience makes around $50,000. The average starting salary is just over $40,000. That's not a living wage in many parts of the country.
You would think items like tissues and trash bags would be provided in the classroom, but with shrinking education budgets and growing requirements, schools are increasingly looking to families to fill in the gaps.
I would say for the past decade, there's been a drop in teachers staying in the district, yet there's been an increase in students. Charter schools, charter school expansion, racial disparities between students and teachers, teacher preparatory programs, the cost of them, salaries. Those are some of the things that in the pandemic, I'd say that as one of my last reasons because it only exacerbated all the inequities that were already there.
Some of the things the teachers were saying, we're drained, we're demoralized, we have an increased workload. There's greater demand from parents. There's new legislation and school district policies that are telling us what to do. The compensation is not on par with the kind of professional work and expertise that we do, that we're prepared to do. So all of these constraints, this lack of autonomy, are also issues why people are leaving, because they feel like they're not respected as professionals.
Okay? But now they have to attack the song Natural Woman. So now they have a problem. Think about that for a second, folks. Like, someone who was a groundbreaker in music, probably one of her most known hits. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows the song. But you know what? Makes them feel a little uncomfortable, folks. So it's not about equality of existence. It's whatever they deem to be inappropriate is totally inappropriate. Doesn't matter the timing of it. Doesn't matter that it was 60 years ago. It seems they just want to get what they want whenever they want. That they can win at all costs. It doesn't matter. If they say it to be true, it's the truth. It's time to say enough is enough. I stand with Aretha Franklin. I stand with classic American legendary songs. We can't just erase history because a couple fringe elements in society.
He got trolled here, guys. The story goes as follows, per iHeartRadio. The person behind a Twitter account that claimed a classic Aretha Franklin song is offensive to trans people confirmed it was a joke. This is a parody account. The user, who did not provide his or her real name, told iHeartRadio.ca via DM, quote, "Never imagine anyone would take it seriously, LOL."
Think about the fact that every mainstream leading Democratic contender is taking the advice of a freshman congresswoman who 3 weeks ago didn't know the 3 branches of government. I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty scary. You guys, you're not very nice. And neither is what that policy would do to this country.
To be clear, this is completely made up by Don Jr. However, this isn't.
You know, our government wasn't set up for one group to have all 3 of branches of government. It wasn't set up that way. Or 3 branches, you know, the House, the Senate, and the executive.
Now, the 3 branches are, of course, the executive, the legislative, which is both the House and the Senate, and the judiciary.
Alabama Senator, former football coach, and MAGA loyalist Tommy Tuberville did flub the very thing Trump Jr. insisted went down with the Congresswoman from New York. Where is the outrage here, Jr.? Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.